Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today, Tina and I are going to start a short video series on some of the things we use around here on the homestead. So today we're going to start with our GFQ 1502 Sportsman Incubator. And it's taking care of us really well, and if you hang on till after the break, we'll show it to you. Alright guys, like I said, today we're going to take a look at our 1502 Sportsman. It's the incubator that we use here on the homestead, and I know a lot of homesteads have chickens and are interested in hatching their own eggs or potentially selling chicks to raise income for their homesteads. But this was our choice. We raise rare breed chickens. We raise a blue lace red Wyandotte and the Ayam Samani, the all black chicken, and we raise a buff laced Brahma, which is a rare coloration for the Brahma. Usually they come in light and dark. But our hatching is really important to us. It's a major part of our income. It's one of the reasons that we have such nice chicken houses and chicken runs, is the chickens help pay for them. So all of that has to do with having a good incubator where we can get a good percentage of the hatch. So we're going to run over this 1502. I'm going to be kind of business-like and just kind of show it to you in its raw form, and then I'll be back to talk to you after we take a look at it. Okay guys, today I thought we'd take a look at our GQF. It's a 1502 Sportsman cabinet incubator. This is the incubator that we use here on the homestead to maintain our chicken, duck, and quail populations. It's pretty much runs from March through September, and we use it for several different aspects, between being able to hatch eggs for ourselves or hatch eggs for others, or we can actually hold chicks in there and use it as a brooder, a temporary brooder, to help them dry after they hatch. But we're going to go through several of the features on it, and we have several of the options we've purchased to go with it, and we'll cover all of that. But we thought we'd give you a look at it, and then we'll get into some of the details. Alright guys, one of the things we should talk about are the racks that the eggs go in and the capacity of the incubator. The incubator has 3 shelves in it that rotate. Each shelf will hold 2 egg racks. The only egg racks that I know of that can be stacked are the quail racks. Those are the ones on the left. The regular chicken egg rack is the one on the right. Now they make another rack for pheasant eggs and another one for large duck eggs. Now we can hatch our rowan duck eggs in the chicken holder, so the one on the right there. But for larger duck eggs, they make another rack for that, and then they make a big kind of a padded tray to hatch things like turkey and goose and peafowl and emu, things like that. But fully loaded, the incubator will hold 1,488 quail eggs. That's 6 racks in there, and then double stacked to 12 racks. It will hold 1,488 quail eggs at once. The most we've ever hatched is 550, a single layer of racks with the racks most of the way loaded. But the most, like I said, the most we've ever hatched was 550 or so. But the chicken eggs, those will hold, let's see, for the universal rack, it will hold 270 eggs. That's right. It'll hold 2 racks on each shelf. Each rack holds 45 eggs. And what you can do is, since a chicken egg hatches in 21 days, you can load 2 racks each week, and you'll be able to hatch off 90 chicks in a week and continue that continuously. As you take one and put it down in the bottom section where they'll hatch out, you fill that shelf with a new set of eggs, and you can hatch 90 chicks a week on a continual basis. So that'll pretty much cover the capacity of it. Let's take a look at some of the other options. You buy these egg racks optional. So we're gonna have the cats come and visit here occasionally through the video, but you can buy the racks optionally, and you buy them just right through the GQF site. So we'll go on and find something else to look at here real quick. Okay, another thing I wanted to show you guys is that the Sportsman 1502 comes with a white door with a window where you can see into the egg racks. Now that window is fine, but one of the options we purchased is the clear glass door you see in the background. That way we have a full view all the way back to the back of the eggs, and it lets more light in so we can see better. But that's one of the options it comes with, is the clear door, and I highly suggest it. All right, another option that the 1502 comes with, or doesn't come with, but that you can purchase, is the caster system for it. Now the 1502 is a very large cabinet incubator, and it probably, I won't guess what it weighs, it's just too heavy to move around without casters. So if you don't want to tear your floor up, the casters are a good option to pick up, and we're really happy we did. And they have locking wheels, if you can see the orange locking mechanism there. But they'll lock, and that'll keep it from rolling around. But if you have a chance and you have the option to purchase them, then I would go ahead and do that. All right, here's something we've done on the side of ours, which is to attach a large cork tack board. And when we're in the middle of a hatching spree, it really helps to be able to keep notes attached to the incubator. Now you could use a dry erase board. We like the little tack board, and somebody's obviously played with the tacks. But it's a great way to keep track when you have multiple hatches going on of what's in what rack and when it's due. All right, here's another option that we have for it. That's a 5-gallon bucket, and then the internal humidity tray. That's controlled by a float valve. The hose passes through a grommet opening in the side of the incubator. But you can fill that 5-gallon bucket, and it'll keep that humidity tray full of water, which is a great option if you don't want to have to check that water level every day. And a feature about the humidity tray is the slots you see, the bars in the back there. We have sponges that can fit in those that'll draw water higher up towards the fans that circulate the air in the incubator. And that's how you can control the humidity. You want to raise it when they get ready to hatch, lower it, if you need to, but we've got sponges that fit in those. I'll show you those here in a few minutes, but that is the optional humidity control, and we suggest it very highly. All right, we'll zoom in a little bit closer there, and you can see that float valve there between the two sponges. But the sponges, their job is just to wick water up, and then the fan blows across the humidity tray there, and that can raise and lower the humidity inside the incubator. And it reads out on the outside, so you can tell if you've got it at the right level, but you control it internally using those sponges there. You purchase those as an option too. All of this stuff can be bought through the GQF website, and this isn't a paid endorsement or anything, just wanted to tell you where to find it. But they're great options to have, and it gives you a lot of control over your hatch. All right, we'll keep working our way around the outside of the incubator here, but we're at the controls. That has a completely digital control system to it. You can manually adjust the temperature, and it'll hold it there. And you can manually adjust the tilt of the trays inside, or you can set it to automatic. On the automatic setting, it'll either go to a predetermined tilt angle, or it'll tilt them randomly. But you can tell it to tilt every hour, every 2 hours, every 12 hours. But it has automatic settings to it that pretty much once you set it, you can walk away from it, and especially if you've got that humidity control. But it reads out the room temperature and the internal temperature. It reads out the humidity level. It tells you about everything you need to know, and it'll handle about everything without having to put hands on it. So this thing's really convenient, especially if you're dealing with a large number of eggs. All right, guys, we'll get up here and take a look at a couple other features. There on the left at the front is one of the top latches. It has 3 latches going down the door. It'll hold that door really securely, and it has an air seal around it. But you'll also see those 3 dots there. Those are ports, and those are for passing things like the water line for the automatic watering system through there. But it tries to stay sealed up as much as possible. You can control some of the humidity by adding and removing the plugs, but mostly they're just for passing things through the wall. If you have temperature sensors or the humidity setting, but those are really convenient to have, so you can get things in and out of your incubator without opening the door. Okay, we're going to get inside this thing for a few minutes. We'll take a look here. We're up at the top, and those are the two large air circulation fans. What they do is they blow air. The floor there is solid up to within a couple inches of the front, but that forces air to blow between those two racks there, and that's where your humidity control tray with the sponges and stuff I was telling you about sits. But those two fans have ports to the outside. You have openings back there that you can open and allow more or less air in. But they primarily draw their air from inside to maintain the temperature. So that's also where your heating coils and stuff are that hold the temperature. You can probably see them off to the right and to the left of the fans. But that's where your heat is produced. The fan circulated across the top of the humidity control, and then it goes down through the rack. So we'll pan down there in just a second and take a look at those, but that's the big main fan system. It's all done up in nice steel. You're looking at a 5-year-old incubator, so we keep it pretty clean, but it's holding up really well on its own for all the humidity and stuff that's in there. We haven't seen any signs of rust or anything in it yet, but so we really don't have any complaints about this incubator at all. So we'll move on and show you the racks, and then we'll go on and move down further. All right, guys, these are the racks I was telling you about. These are what the egg trays sit on. Each rack is deep enough to hold 2 of those big square egg trays. And they're also deep enough top to bottom that they can hold a double layer of quail eggs. But these racks will rotate manually. Like I said, you can move them manually, or you can set it to automatic and it'll turn. They turn to about 30 degrees each direction, right and left. The egg trays do not slide back and forth. That's a nice thing. I was worried about that when they tipped, but the egg trays don't slide in there. They fit really well. But there's 3 layers of them. I don't know if I got all 3 in the shot, but there's 3 layers of them, and then down below that is a brooding box, or a hatching box, and I'll show you that here in just a second. But it's all made out of aluminum and galvanized steel. Like I said, it's 5 years old, and it's run most times at 60% humidity or above, and there's still no signs of rust or anything in it, so we've been real happy with it. But these are the shelves. They're big and sturdy, and we haven't had any trouble with eggs falling out. Just a real good racking system that keeps them turned automatically, so we stay pretty hands off. Between that humidity control and the automatic racking, we can the biggest job we have to do is keep track of what eggs are due when. All right, guys, this slide out box that you see here, that's an option also. We went ahead and got it. That's a hatching box. When it comes time to set the eggs, about 3 days before they hatch, we can set them down in here. They also sell a corrugated paper liner. It's almost like half a piece of cardboard, the corrugated half. You can set it to either smooth or ruffled, and we turn the ruffled side up to avoid splay-legged chicks. But you put those papers fit the bottom of that box. That box slides right back in there and stays inside of there, so that when the chicks hatch, they're at the exact same temperature that they were when they were hatching or incubating, and there's no temperature shock to them at all. You can leave them in there. They say, over 24 hours, but we usually leave them in there until they're good and dry and they're up and walking around healthy, and then we get ready to move them down to the brooder. But that box there is real convenient to have. It's a kind of a waxy plastic coated cardboard, but it's real strong, and like I said, we've had it 5 years. This is the only one. You can buy them as an option, but this is the only one we've ever owned. So, and it's held up through I don't know how many sets of chicks, hundreds, but anyway, it's real convenient to have. It's high enough that the chicks can't jump out of it or get involved with any of the egg turning and stuff going on up above them. But it's kept them safe and dried them out and kept them tempered from temperature shocking for a long time. So we're real glad to have that option with the incubator as well. All right, guys, we're gonna give you one last look at it here, give you an idea of its size and its shape. Sorry about the creaky noises, but that's the GQF incubator that we use. It's a 1502 Sportsman, and if you have any questions about it, I'll be right back to talk to you. Alright guys, that's about going to wrap it up for today's video. That's our 1502 Sportsman. If you guys are looking at an incubator, it's a really good one. Now this isn't a paid product endorsement. We bought it ourselves about 5 years ago, and we have put it through its paces backwards and forwards, and it's not showing any signs of wear. As long as you keep it clean, it'll keep running. So we basically turn that thing on the 1st of March and we run it till the last day of September, and it runs nearly continuously 24 hours a day. So it has held up to a pretty good beating. We've hatched eggs for ourselves, we've hatched eggs for other people. That's something, if you're considering trying to earn an income on your homestead using your chickens, hatching eggs for other people is a good way to do it too. You can either take a part of the hatch or you can charge them. But that's what we use ours for. It's been a great blessing around here. It's really held up well. But if you guys like the video or like these kind of reviews, please give the video a thumbs up. And if you would, leave us a comment down below, especially if you have any questions about the incubator. We'd like to take a chance to answer them. I'm not used to doing product reviews or things like that, so I probably missed a few things. So if you have questions, leave them down below. We read all the comments. In fact, we take our cues on where we're going to take our channel from the comments. So the more comments you guys leave, the more likely you'll probably enjoy your stay here. So if you like the content on the channel, we hope you'll subscribe. There's a subscribe button down below. Next to it is a bell. If you'll ring that bell, YouTube will send you notifications whenever we release a new video. That's a great way to keep up with the channel. So we hope you enjoyed your time here. That's our review of the 1502 Sportsman. Like I said, if you have any questions, please leave them down below. We'll probably end up leaving some links up above to other videos in this series. Though this is the first one, so I'll have to add those in later. But if you see a link pop up, that'll take you on to more equipment we use here on the homestead. But we've enjoyed having you here. We hope you enjoyed the video. We'll catch you in the next one.